I have been meaning to make this video. I told the lady who gave me this tip, and it's a really, really good one. She's a professional. She's an herbalist. And basically, she gave me the tip because she looked at my tongue. I don't know what it was that she saw in it, but it made her. She said that she felt that I had parasites after looking at my tongue. I don't have them anymore because I used this stuff, and it's basically it's black walnut hull with woodworm, and this is just the kind that I bought, and it's got cloves in it as well. This kills parasites, a lot of them. The minute I took it, I could just feel it instantly because the way she told me to do it, and she said it doesn't show this on the package in the directions, and it doesn't. Is that when you drop it into your mouth and you get a dropper with it? And hold on, I'm gonna go grab it and show it to you. I should have had it sitting here, but anyway, this dropper, it's like this. It's pretty simple. Basically, what you do is you take the dropper. Here it is right here, so everybody can see it. You take the dropper and you basically fill it up to 1 milliliter in here, and you drop it underneath your tongue. And you do 2 of these per day. Every day you do 2 of them. Basically, it gets rid of parasites. It also helps with your digestion. This stuff in particular also happens to have oil of oregano in it, along with pumpkin seed, which are also known to help kill parasites. I have been around the not just in this country, but I've left the United States several times when I was younger. And there are places that I've gone to where they carry parasites that this woodworm ointment or tenure kills. And it's the parasites that this kills, they have been known to be so bad in people that it causes seizures when it's trying to kill them. So I recommend to people that they consult with a doctor before trying this because of the parasites that it does kill. They might want to have you do something that's more prescription-like, just because different people have living in different areas of the country might have different things wrong with them. So I really want to stress that, again, I'm a naturalist. I try to find remedies that are natural, that have the least amount of side effects because of the different disabilities that I have. I'm allergic to so many different things that it makes it really hard for not just the doctors, but people basically in science to try to find medications and things that work. But the one thing I really found that does make a difference are the natural remedies, the old school stuff. So I try my best to learn about them so that I can pass them on to other people. Again, this is really a great product. It comes in many different, you've got many companies that sell this. Amazon also has a great line with these, with the capsules. If you don't want to use if you don't want to use the drops like I've done. Just keep in mind that, again, you should consult your doctor before you make any medical changes to your diet or your medications. You don't want to take something away that you know could help you, that's sustaining life. These are just recommendations and tips that I try to give to people, stuff that's helped me. And I know I've been on this for 2 days, and I could really feel a difference. My energy's picked up. Some of the brain fog that I know I had is just completely lifted. And it's really helped me within the last couple of days, especially where my memory is concerned. And I didn't think it was going to affect me like that. But, when you do have amount of brain fog, especially when you're talking about trauma, and you take something like this, it'll show you that you had a brain fog going on you did not realize you had. And so pay attention when you've got stuff that works like this, because this isn't something that would just help me. I see a lot of seniors out here that have also traveled overseas who don't think about, the fact when they come back that they might have caught a parasite or something like, because this right here doesn't just, it helps with roundworms, tapeworms, and all kinds of other different parasites. Some of these things are transmitted through your pets, like the roundworms and the tapeworms. You may not even know one of your animals has went sniffing in the yard and picked up a tapeworm or a roundworm larvae. because we saw it all the time in the animal industry. So again, this is something you might want to think about. If you're seeing yourself being sluggish and you can't find a reason why, try talking to the different doctors and letting them know, hey, I have animals and I've been around and out of the country. Even if you've not been out of the country, sometimes just being in a poor environment where they can't clean up very well, you might, or in public where different groups gather from different facets of life. You can have people not knowing that they've got this stuff and transmit it. So be careful with your body. Again, I had to learn all over again after I had my head injury, because I'm going to tell you, when they first diagnosed me with some of this stuff in Hawaii, I'll never forget the reaction to my mom when the doctor told her, and I was sitting there listening to him, when he told her, the best thing for your daughter is to put her in a bubble. After that, we can't do anything, because I had so much that was wrong with me and so many allergies. And my mom was sitting there frantic going, what do I do? What do I do? And it was she had a pure heart with it. And she meant well, but you can't walk around in a bubble realistically. So you have to find things that help you with the medical conditions that you suffer from. So remember that when you hear my tips, that I've been on one heck of a journey with natural remedies. For the most part throughout my life, it's very few prescription things that I've ever allowed in my body. I also want to talk about tattoos. People have seen me post lately about how we're not supposed to use tattoos and we're not supposed to pierce our body with anything that's foreign, unless it's medically necessary. There are some exceptions to this, one of which is tribal tattoos, where, and I've talked to some of the people that are come and minister with me, that counsel. And basically the way it goes is like this. You don't know. If you didn't know this was something that you weren't supposed to do, God's not going to punish you for it. The minute you realize that this is one of the things that he's really stern about, and God wants us to not do things to our body to prevent sickness. And it also tags you to make you more easily identifiable. I mean, which is a good thing in a way. But do you really want everybody to know that you're who you are because you tattooed your social security number on your shoulder? Because I've literally seen people do that. That's not a tribal tattoo. That's an invitation for identity theft. Uncle David Christ. He did that, literally. So pay attention. If you don't know, it's not something that you can control. Just remember when you're doing these things to your body that there's long-term consequences. So think before you act. Again, God doesn't punish for people that don't know. I've got ear piercings, multiple ones. My mom had my ears pierced when I was little, and then I went back and did it again before I got really into following the word when I was younger. And so I've got multiple ear piercings, including one way up here. Do I wear the earrings? No, usually I don't. But if you've already had something like that done to your body, my shirt is like, if you've already had something like that done to your body, it's too late to go back. You can't fix it. Just ask God to forgive you and don't do it again. That's all you can do. That's what you can control. You can control the fact that you never do it again. Some people cannot afford to go have tattoos removed from their bodies. It costs more than it costs to get the tattoo on. And tattoos aren't cheap. So remember that when you're doing these things to yourself. That's the purpose and the point. Again, we are allowed to have tribal tattoos. In fact, it talks about it in the Word. So there's no confusion. Just remember what you put on your body because it can cause sickness. I've seen people be allergic to the ink that they put in their body and wound up with eczema. And they wound up with horrible reaction that's now it's torture to them for doing this to their body. So remember this when you go around doing these things to yourself. If you don't know, you just can't you can't do anything about that. Once it's done, it's done. Just don't do it again. That part. With God's love. God bless America. Have a blessed day. Back the badge and support the Purple Gang.